Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 105 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have our players today. Same as always, we have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. Well, I guess I'll just jump into, I was about to call it the flashback. Let's have a flashback real quick. And then we could jump back into the game.
Quick, get the flashback music.
Currently, the party is on the road, heading northwards to Jarlsbecker, which is the capital of the current sliver, the divided nation they live upon. And along the way, there has been a bit of payment as they left town, given by Danelle, who works for Olavi, stating that you guys were being given hazard pay. And that she said Olavi was upset you didn't come by to kind of say goodbye, and then mentioned something about a pile of letters, but she said she wasn't paying attention at the time. But you all were given satchels of 200 gold, some of you given satchel of 200 platinum piece, and a sending stone with a note upon it to continue providing information on a certain Egil, and that rumors will be spread about the guard and information gathered on Nyx's interest of corruption, trying to get more details, which she was informed that, you could probably go to the Kivik library to figure out something maybe. But it seems this info broker would be willing to look into it for payment of information. The party continues forward, and along the way begins to, I suppose, loosen up real fast. Nana makes the executive decision, which, from anyone's perspective, good, bag, too fast, too slow. She informed them that the issue with corruption increasing in the East is technically their fault. To which Nyx abruptly leaves the warm bubble, upset. Fen tries to have a conversation with her, which she is not entirely receptive to, and continues on her walk to continue her scrying, and now might feel less bad about it. But sadly, that night she is not able to scry on Egil or Valrone, which is a name she heard Egil say, but can continue the next day. The next day you can continue to push forward. Maybe things are a little awkward on the cart, but everyone has the same interest at heart and the same direction in mind. As you push forward, eventually Nyx takes the step to, at the behest of the team, scry on Dagwood, who last time we interacted with her was kidnapped, and she was very upfront with, yes, I am kidnapped. And it seemed anytime she tried to talk to you in a sending spell, upset her captors. This time during a scry, it seems that she is currently with Morden, and they are in some room with stairs leading upwards. There's tables with knickknacks and tchotchke and what have you on it. There's also a hidden piece of paper that was on Morden's person that Dagwood checked on. And after this scrying session, you all sent her a sending that said, hey, you're about to have a conversation with somebody. You should let us watch.
Let's be a fly on the wall. As one does.
And it seems that she agreed, because you are able to once again scry on her position. During this time, she kind of keeps awkwardly looking into the camera. It seems she cast detect magic or something and now can just see this floating orb around her. But eventually, the sound of footsteps and coughing and a raspy voice as someone comes down and seems ready to also have this conversation with Dagwood and to provide information both ways. And as this person reaches a hand, into frame, the camera itself starts to like haze and blur. And the second any bit of the skin is visible, you are pushed from your scry. But you could tell that the hand was darkened and black and sort of had like almost like a wet sheen to it in places.
Gross.
Some of you having theories on who that may or may not be, up to you. But in this moment, you decide that it is best to push forward with speed to get to your location. And it seems very much find Dagwood, but where's Dagwood? You guys have no idea. But you're like, north will work out for now, because that's where we have to go anyways.
And east of the library.
So
we know that much.
Say your goodbyes to Ink and Gorbjorn so that you can move quickly, trading some items and smooches, and then going on your way, with Roshan also, after backing away, after giving a curt goodbye, stops, jumps up onto the cart to shake Gorbjorn's hand and then hug him, and then steps back down, rejoins the group, and you all continue on your way northwards. You are currently on day 2 of 5 to get to the next town, which is Brookcourse. You're still on that second day. You guys are moving with speed. First, I'll start with perception checks. So the thing is, either 2 people can roll with disadvantage because we are moving as fast as we can, or 1 person can roll a straight roll.
Well, none of us can roll straight now.
No, that's
We already
definitely.
discussed this in the pregame. It's D&D.
This is true. This is true. We already verified that. I'm trying to remember passive. Well,
We're not doing passive
perceptions-
here.
I've
no,
got the best perception.
that's what
We're
I
not
was-
doing passive.
I will
This is
assist
active
Fen.
lookout.
Nana will assist Fen with keeping an eyeball out as we make our way forward faster.
Cool.
Straight roll.
That is a 24.
Okay.
Nice.
You push forward, keeping an eye out. Once again, it's a bit difficult. The idea of stealth is gone. Being on the road anyways, that's not the main priority. But moving at this speed, it's like, okay, you're upon something by the time you see it, but you're able to keep a well enough eye out as the cart bumps along. Is there anything anybody wanted to do today on this high speed chase down the road?
Jesus.
Speed.
Goodness. No, I think Nana is sort of just preoccupied with sort of keeping the cart on the road and keeping an eye out on Thick Biscuit, make sure that if he starts to tire, she's got something to hand to help him out. But she's pretty focused on getting us there.
Then, since he's keeping an eye out anyways, if he sees any sort of like mushrooms or berries or anything that looks like it could be appetizing, using his, his knowledge of flora and fauna, he's going to try and obtain that and give it to Kel for purposes of cooking.
Okay. Give me a perception check with disadvantage. This is a completely different thing. To be looking for food on the floor compared to monsters in the sky,
17.
Not to say there's any. Yep.
17, the perception.
Okay. I mean, there is the occasional sort of ledge mushroom sort of still stuck on a tree, resistant to the cold. It cares not. It's going to do what it do. Yeah, you're able to point out some things and acquire them and just be like, yeah, I'm looking as you like take a kukri and like just knock a mushroom off a tree. It's chill.
Then just really excited to have somebody that knows how to cook with us. Saga did her best, and it was fine.
Yeah,
Everything
she
always
had some
ended up
excellent
in it.
experiments.
Yeah. Everything was very interesting. But somebody that actually knows and has like demonstrated that they know how to cook, like Fen is really happy about that. So
Okie dokie.
whatever he can do to help provide ingredients.
All right. Anybody else for on the road?
Actively avoiding everybody.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be sticking close to Nick, so trying to.
Yeah.
You're the one, she won't actively, move away
Yeah.
from you. It's the other three that she's really not happy with.
Yeah. I feel like we're picking up on that tension, so we're just gonna stick together.
That's fair.
This corner of the cart belongs to them. If they see fit to sit upon the cart, or if Nyx is like, I'd rather fucking jog.
Maybe in a day she will.
God.
All right.
Nana feels this energy, I believe. I think her.
I don't think
insight
Nyx is hiding it.
It is not hidden at all.
Yeah. So.
Love that.
I don't think it's hidden.
No.
Anybody else just road-centric things? Okie dokie. You all continue forward, and Fen, head on a swivel. You see a cart up ahead. It looks like there's about 4 people at the cart. And you can see that there's it looks like a slab of wood propped up against the wheel. And you start to get closer. It says magic items for sale.
Everyone, there's a cart ahead. Be on the lookout for crabs. You don't want to stumble into that again. We'll catch you up on that at another time. It was a whole thing.
I believe you.
Really, but everybody beats it.
Right.
Perhaps.
What are the cart folk doing? What can you see?
Well, my elf eyes see. They seem to say that they're selling magic items, but this seems like a bad place to sell them.
In the middle of nowhere, I have to believe either it's hot merchandise or it's, somebody who can't set up a cart anywhere else in a town, so who knows? Could be good, could be nothing. Do we want to stop?
Like somebody's cast heat metal on it, or what do you mean hot merchandise?
Stolen merchandise.
Oh, okay.
Taken from someone without their knowledge and then sold elsewhere without their permission.
Those thieves can't, but doesn't know the actual phrasing for things. He's like, well, you can say it in code. I don't know.
And he's like, he suddenly realizes why that one symbol in Thieves' Cant looks like it does. He's like, oh!
It's all coming together.
Well, we can stop if everyone wants to. Just be aware.
What do you all think? Should we keep going, or should we see whether or not there's something there that might be useful?
Is there something we need?
Well, it's never a bad idea to have an abundance of magical things to hit with.
And we won't know what they have unless we stop.
True.
We're going to have to pass.
Let's check it out.
Let's just be careful.
I think that's
Okay.
fair. And if it seems wrong, we can leave.
Crabby.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, yes. The last crappy situation we had was not ideal.
So you all approach. I'm assuming you slowed down a bit from your just like breakneck
Yeah.
as fast as like Thick Biscuit could go carrying a cart. It's not crazy.
Right,
But
no, but still, no, we're not breaking all of a sudden right in front of this cart. We kind of come up
Into a
Thick
stop.
Biscuit just crumples. Or the cart breaks against Thick Biscuit's ass. It's one or the other.
That is an immovable ass.
But you all approach, and as you get closer, you can see the sign that says magic items for sale. And you can see in smaller print next to it, it says half off. And then even smaller next to it says, or more. Like it's just trying to fit into this tiny sign.
Okay.
And
Any people? Humanoids?
yeah, no people, just a cart.
Just
there
a
a
cart,
coconut?
no
Pay
tender.
what you want.
I was
you know.
wondering.
Yeah, it's just a kindness thing. And you guys know last time you didn't do a kindness thing, somebody got haunted by a gourd. So
Should
but no, there
definitely
are
do
people.
kindness things.
You can see there's 4 people present. There is, it looks like a gnomish man who's currently like laying in the grass, like just kind of staring up at the sky. Piece of fabric beneath him and just sort of laying there casually. There's another man in like half plate with a sword at the side, just kind of sitting like way too wide-legged at like the front of the cart and like trying to like light up a pipe. And there's 2 women
And spreading on the side of the road.
yeah, it's in nobody's way, but it's definitely as far as like away as man's legs could, but his knees like repelled from each other. The size
It's a
of his
very
balls, we can
specific
only assume
energy.
gigantic.
They could be swollen. He could be having a hard time. We don't know.
There looks to be an elven woman who is like whittling and like kind of keeps leaning over to like talk to the gnomish man and gets like 1-word-ish replies. And then there is a human woman, graying hair, tied back in like a tight ponytail, and she has like a dagger at one side. And then when she like starts walking over and like turns, you can see that she has like another on the other, so it looks like dual daggers. The thing you pick up about all of them is that all of them appear to be pushing 50s or so, this group. And you can see the peak of items in the back of the cart as you get closer and stop.
Gnomish 50 or Gnomish 50
or human 50.
The human definitely looks visually the oldest, but they all look weathered.
Okay.
She kind of pushes herself up and she's like, no, I got it. It's fine. And she moves forward and like kind of steps to the side of the road. Oh, you guys look like you're needing something for the road. Yeah.
Well, we
Something
certainly
for
were
the-
interested in stopping to look if you have anything to offer.
Yeah, we got things. I mean, and she points to the sign. Pretty good deals, willing to talk, willing to trade. It's up to you, but we've got stuff and we've got it cheap because, you know, we all want to go in on a tavern and you don't exactly
Really?
need all these things when you have a tavern, you know? She starts like motioning to you guys, come on, and starts to like walk to the back of the cart.
I love this. I'm getting like retired adventuring party vibes.
Yeah.
I'm living for this.
It's a pretty good assessment as you kind of get to the back of the cart and you see, first off, these guys are like armed to the teeth and casually selling magic items on the side of the road like they're not worried about it at all. And
yeah,
the
that
thing
in and of
back-
itself.
the things in the back of the cart definitely have an energy of, oh, this is weird adventurer shit. Like that's the energy you get from looking at it.
We know weird adventurer shit. We've been finding that this whole time.
Yeah, it's a pile of stuff that does not match. And it's just all spread out in the back of the cart. And she's like, do you have anything in particular in mind, or do you just want me to? And she like looks at the pile of things. Do you want me to just start going through the
Oh
good
God.
stuff?
Well, now there is something. Who among us still needs magical armor? Something that will be a little more resistant should something untoward happen to it.
I will say we have an armor, we have a
Okay.
shield,
Ah.
but we're keeping some of those things, like, because like some people suck, right? So like you come into
Okay.
our tavern, you think you're gonna steal from my armor explodes on them, like.
Of course.
But we got the weird shit.
What's
It's
shit?
it's
Do
the weird
tell.
shit. Okay. Oh. By the way, forget those assholes. I'm Civ.
Lovely to
Oh,
meet
well
you,
met,
Civ.
Civ.
I'm Nana.
Finn.
She said, I'll just refer to all of you as Nana. I really hate
We're the Nanas.
hell
Nana
yeah.
and the Nanas?
Yeah.
Nana
We're all
doesn't like
Nana?
that, but I'm here for it.
All
Is
right.
this the human woman?
Yeah, this is the human woman. Who looks like a bit older than the rest, but you can kind of get the energy that these guys have lived a life or two, based on looking at them. She comes around and she's like, okay, and she like pulls herself up into the back. All right. First off, you said armor. Fuck, I'll show you what we got.
Okay.
And she pulled out it looks to be like half plate, and the second the sun hits it, beautiful, gorgeous, gleaming, if you will, shiny, keeps like
Very
catching the
shiny.
sun with it.
It's very bright.
Looks
Yeah,
very nice. Sheldon looks like it would be nice on you.
Where did you find that?
Tick, where'd we find this? And you hear the drawl of the gnomish man from behind the cart now. It was when that thing we blew up. Oh, you remember the thing? And she's like, I fucking remember the thing. Yeah. It survived an explosion, if that means anything to you. This right here,
Very durable.
400 gold, and she like throws it down.
What magical properties does it have?
She like motions to it, and how like once again how shiny it is. She's like, is this
It's
not
shiny.
It's very
Is this
shiny.
not working?
Shines.
Is this not like, is this good enough? oh, watch this. And she like grabs it and she like jumps off the cart, and she like kind of scoops up some like snow, and it's like full of dirt, and she like slams it against the armor, and it just squeegees right off, and it's just like, oh, look at that.
It is
Extra shiny.
impenetrable to staining.
Yeah, no, it's just nice.
Extremely nice.
I'll put it over here, and she like slams it down.
That's fair. I feel like in my heart of hearts, it seems like it's a little bit bright for the fact that, half of us have things related to stealth. But I'm not here to dampen anyone's good time if the spirit moves them towards this particular piece.
See, well, while we're here, I was trying to sell these as a set, and she goes over and like scoops up like this beautiful blue cloak, and she like throws it on, and he watches the cloak billows outwards and just blows in the non-existing wind next to her. They thought they made a good combo.
Oh, Gorbjorn would have loved this. He doesn't even wear armor, but he'd love the look.
I mean, if you want to get him a gift, and this is going actually cloak 25 gold. Just blowing aggressively in this
And there's no breeze.
there's like a breeze, but it's like actually like the opposite direction. It's like
And nowhere near as strong as the flapping of the cloak.
no, it's like they're next to like a tornado. Like it
Oh
is
my
just
God.
huge billow sideways, beautiful flag in the breeze.
Beautiful, dramatic.
Well, if you don't sell this one to us, there is a prince about half a day's ride behind us who would instantly buy it, I'm sure.
I think
And
he
I
probably
certainly
has
won't
the
mark
gold
it up for a prince. And she like holds it.
I mean,
In the department of listen, we got some good stuff, but I gotta, tease the palate a little, right? She picks up a shield and it has just like a detailed man's face on it with like big kind of like bulbousy cheeks at the top. Like it's a beveled item. Like it looks like it was beautifully made to have this like intricate face. And she's like, happy. Kind of like taps the shield. And you watch it just smile. The face on the shield changes to like a big bright smile. Scary. And then it like the eyes like wah, wah, and it turns into like an angry face with like sharpened teeth.
that's pretty incredible.
It's a normal shield, but it makes faces.
How interesting.
Wild.
And it's pretty cool. Like 50 gold, and she like stabs it down into the ground. What else do we got? She picks up like a drinking horn. And she like glares over at like the other woman. So this is an item that if you put alcohol in it, it de-alcohols itself. It's like you can't.
Ooh.
Born of sobriety.
No
can't
one
get
tell
fucked up.
Tordrick about this. He will be so sad.
That item seems blasphemous.
Listen, I'm not a fan, but we are selling it. So if you want to look like you're drinking at a party and for nobody to think you're a square and like looks back at the woman, then you are totally welcome to buy this for 40 gold and puts it down. She like looks over the group. You guys got money, right?
Oh, we wouldn't be entertaining your conversation if we didn't.
I mean, some of this is cheap. I just said that cloak was like nothing. And she like pulls like some fabrics out of the way and pulls out like out of a box a ring that goes across 2 fingers. Now this is good shit. This ring is a ring of spell storing. You can put a spell in it, save it for later.
Oh.
She's a little spicy, a little 2,000 gold action. But once again, 50% off or more. That's what this comes down to.
Does
Out there. Just like slips him off and sets it down.
it have to be a spell that you yourself are capable of casting, or can a friend load a spell for an individual?
I can't ask the original owner because Rip, but so you'll have to figure it out.
Right.
And you hear like mumbled from everybody Rip. They each
yeah.
don't
Rip.
worry about it.
Thoughts and
We're
prayers.
over it. We're over it. It's fine.
Oh dear.
What else do we got? And she like pulls out a wand, kind of like wiggles it around.
Okay.
We have yet to do the same thing twice with this son of a bitch. Like,
How many times have you tried it? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, like 50.
Oh god.
Rip, and all of them say Rip again.
Oh my
As she waves it around, Fen probably like instinctively takes a step back.
Duck.
So if you want this, once again, this is one of our pricier things. This is 4,000, and sets it down. But a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, and she like picks up like a small bag and like jostles it around, and it looks like it has like cylindrical shapes in it, and it's like, but they don't seem very heavy. And she kind of like jostles it. So this is a bag of tricks. You pull something out, you throw it on the ground, and there's a fucking animal there. Crazy shit. There's a fucking bunch of animals. 300 gold for the bag, and she like slaps it down. Fuck, what else do we got?
Hmm.
Ooh, yeah. She's moving shit out of the way and pull out like kind of a wide brimmed hat that like points a bit at the front. It's almost shaped like a boat on the head. She pulls it. Watch this shit. And she like puts on the hat. And after a moment, her face shifts to Roshan's face. It's like, yeah, you can do this shit. And have a sweet hat. It's kind of a win-win. The hat is 200 gold. It's hard to, part with it. And like takes it off and like sets it down as her body begins to shimmer back to how it was. Well, we got some arrows that make a party. We got
Arrows that make a party? Like a party of people or like a celebration?
Oh, that'd be fucking weird. It's like a celebration.
Okay.
You fire the arrows. It's like, and everybody just has to like take a moment to like have a good time. We did it once and we're like, our feet hurt, so we stopped. But we have 2 of those left, 10 gold for both if you guys are into that kind of thing. We also, and she like takes a moment and almost looks sad. And she like kind of takes out her daggers and sets them to the side and pulls off her belt. This thing that I guess I don't need anymore. If you throw a weapon, it comes back. You can have up to like 3 weapons stored, and it can't have like 3 great swords at the side and they just fly through the air and like come back. But like the lighter stuff, just like the easier to hold things,
Daggers,
fling them
and the like.
They come back. Daggers, things like that. As long as you can like pick it up with one hand and throw it, yeah, you can get it.
Spears.
I was just about to say, spears.
I mean, I've always done daggers, but I would assume it could do a spear. About 1,000 gold for that. And it's a lot of
Nana
our
is
good
just
stuff.
like kind of like chewing on a finger, like
So if any of that kind of sticks out to you, and she sits near the objects, but she like drags a box over and she's like popped it open and started like looking in it for things. Do we have anything else? Well, if any of that interests you, and also trades are welcome. Once again, we don't need like magic items or anything. That's we got a lot of them. You don't need to throw a bunch of animals down at the tavern,
right.
Unless I'll think about it.
Unless you could
Is there
run a
anything
petting
standing out
zoo
to you guys?
outdoors.
You're welcome to speak about it amongst yourselves. I won't pressure anybody. And just like is like looking through stuff.
Nana kind of leans over to Fen, like, I really wish I could get that belt. But it's 1,000 gold. How much did we get from Golbjorn?
A lot.
How much is a lot?
More than 10 times that. We could buy 10 belts. And that's
She's
just
like,
with the
I've
gold.
got 10 belts.
She only has one.
No, that's fine.
Well,
That's fine. With
And I don't feel bad for asking. Can I borrow 99 gold? 91 gold for the purchase of a bag of tricks?
Sure. Although the bag of tricks was 300 gold.
Oh, I have 209 gold. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much was the Wand of Wonder?
Wand of Wonder was 4,000.
4,000.
Pretty cheap, boys.
is it though? That's the kind of thing I think about in my brain.
Somebody's welcome to roll about these prices. It would be like a wisdom or intelligence check to see if it's like this is actually 50% off or more.
I don't know if Nana would know that.
I was like, I'm not letting Fen roll for it.
Ben would absolutely not know that.
No, 100%.
Roshan would be like Roshan, maybe like Nixon Keld, maybe, but Roshan's probably maybe the most savvy in magic items.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll either of those, Roshan, just to see if it seems like it is actually what the painted sign says it is.
What did you say?
Very cheap.
What skills?
No, seriously.
Int or wisdom. You know that int skill.
14 total.
14. In your mind, this seems pretty cheap for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
You're thinking even like, buying, half plate in general, is pretty spicy expensive. And like, this half plate, not incredibly expensive. So it seems like a good thing. And as you guys are talking, she's like, oh shit, yeah. And you like look over and she's holding this obsidian rock. Huh.
What's that?
Well, what might that
It
be?
glances over. Well, just because you all have 10,000 gold around, I guess I'll show you the premium shit.
Oh my god!
And she sort of like moves it around.
She's got
And
hers.
like there's a glow to it in the sun, but it like just the sun almost seems to like the beams seem to be swallowed into it. It is not reflective as the armor was.
Interesting.
This is a luck stone. If you're feeling not so lucky lately, maybe this is for you. And she sets it down.
How does it affect one's luck?
Well, she looks over the group. It makes you just better, like, you put it on if you're like, it's like a jack of all trades type deal.
Interesting.
Just makes you a little better at damn near everything. So I'll just put this over here casually for 2,000 gold and keep digging through my box. And then goes and just like casually is just kind of
my
pretending
God.
now to dig and is just
Oh
sort
my
of
God.
watching.
Uh-huh. All right, so
Wow.
anybody else got some gold burning in their pockets at this point? Do we have enough gold to satisfy all the burning pockets?
I don't know.
I think as the only one who would be proficient, Keld, are you interested in some very pretty half plate?
You could wear it on any occasion and it would be guaranteed to be presentable.
Except for, like, hiding and sneaking.
Yeah.
It's a very context-heavy sort of decision.
Mm,
Not an all occasions sort of armor, but maybe if you're dressing up to see a Jarl or something.
I don't know if that's something I need right now.
It's true. It would look good, though.
How much was that?
It was cheap. It was like 400.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
Half plate does tend to be up there.
yeah. My pockets aren't quite that full.
He's like
Yeah.
looking down at the armor. He just
Yeah. It's like,
Aw.
but
I'll go over to, do you want it?
nah.
I'll open my bag of platinum. Do you want it?
Ooh.
Oh. No, I'm good. Thank you though.
Is she keeping that on the slide?
Yeah, I just showed it to him.
What else?
You saw me open a bag.
Right, no, of course. It's the
Yeah,
same
what
bag
it
as we
is.
all got. And it's like, of course, it makes sense. She would say, I've got 200
I got
gold,
200.
you got
and
200 gold.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both the same.
Okay.
I think we should purchase the hat, the ring, and the rock.
Those do all seem to be things that we could all benefit from. I'm assuming that does take up most of what gold we have, though. Is that right?
That would be 4,200, I believe.
About half, yeah.
I'm getting the bag of tricks. I've already taken my share out of it. If
Yeah,
It's already in
Josh,
big hands.
take 91 out of the party gold, it's going
I
towards.
have already.
Thank you.
the belt
she
was
tosses that
1,000,
money.
wasn't it?
She tosses that money to like the woman behind her, and the woman just kind of like is currently like looking and still trying to talk to the gnomish man, and like catches the coin, and then like still not looking, starts like thumbing through the bag quickly, and seems to be counting it without like pulling it out, and it's just like
Okay.
slowly moving her hand through the bag.
What color is the bag of tricks?
This bag of tricks, whatever that bottom one is, gray. Is that what it is? Is that the bottom tier? I can't remember now. It's bottom tier. It's not the
Okay.
fanciest one.
That's fine.
I think it's gray or brown. Can't remember. I'll look later.
Gray has the animals.
Neat.
Damn.
This is
So
one of my
like,
favorite
Oh,
magic
they all have
items.
animals, just
Yeah.
some of better animals.
Yeah,
oh.
it's the one that has like it's the first tier. The first
gray.
tier of it. Cool. It is gray.
Wait, so there are various tiers of tricks?
Yeah, you can get much
Interesting.
more aggressive, bigger, stronger animals. The ones that come in this still pretty good. Don't get me wrong, still good.
But also sometimes bad.
It depends on what you're looking for, but you don't exactly get to decide.
Nope.
That's not up to you. But she kind of like looks over. I mean, if those are the things you're interested in, then and she like kind of has a few things in her hand, and she just like kind of like tossing them down and like picking things up. So that's what you guys are interested in. We'd be happy to make a trade. And she like pulls out like this like intricate cube. It looks like it's one of those like wooden puzzle boxes meant to be like a brain teaser. And she like looks at it and she's like, and you hear like the woman, she's like, don't give them the cube. And she's like, you guys want this cube? Honestly, like I'll throw it in if you buy all those things.
What does it do?
We couldn't open it.
Oh,
A little mystery box.
Another box that we can't open.
Yeah, she starts like
Yeah,
shifting
it's
around the
collection.
sides. She's like, yeah, we don't know.
Huh.
have you ever, after playing with it, had dreams of someone with nails in their head?
You hear behind the cart, that's fucked up. And I'm like, listen, we all have our share of nightmares, isn't that right, boys? But none that stand out.
Okay, that's nice.
That's good.
Have you guys seen one of these before?
Yeah, do you have something that did that?
Oh no, I read a story once.
I was about to say, Roshan,
Jeez.
I was going to be rather alarmed if you'd come across something like that while we'd been traveling and didn't tell any of us.
You
We do
watch
have
her
magic.
full bonk sit on the side of the cart, and it like does nothing. And she's like, fine.
Nix, we do have a magical mystery box though.
This would be another
Well,
one.
we could add one to the collection.
Yeah, let's get multiple magical mystery boxes.
So you guys
Eventually we'll be able to
I
open.
wonder if they're cursed.
Probably.
I don't know.
You just sniff it to see if it was cursed.
Don't smell cursed.
And he'll,
Um,
then he'll probably lean in doubtingly and sniff it himself. He doesn't know what curse smells like. But
It kind of smells like if you just stuck your head into a backpack. Like
It smells like backpack smell.
yeah, it smells like has been sitting at the bottom of a backpack for a while. Yeah, we found it. Fuck, I don't know. We found it, and then the guy who was probably better at this type of shit, rest in peace, and you hear him like rip from everybody.
Rip.
Um,
Oh my
Oh.
god.
left that guy behind a while ago, so it's fine. Honestly, We just assume he's dead, and like fingers crossed about it.
Was this
But
a friend or?
maybe once.
Ooh.
So we're kind of hoping he's dead. But if he isn't, if you run into Asger, fuck that guy, and you can tell him Civ said fuck you. Even though we left him with a gift of our own, So I think he's probably thoroughly fucked a long time ago and dead somewhere.
Oh my
So you guys want this box?
God.
Yeah.
I'll throw it in if you're getting all that shit. So
Why
bag
not?
of tricks, ring of spell storing, luck stone, and hat. Just hat.
Nana is like
Nana,
tamping down.
Get your belt.
Yeah, I think Roshan just automatically gets out the money for it,
Oh,
as well
I've got
as
200. Don't
the,
take out my present.
the half plate, because half plate is expensive and it's not going to get cheaper in a town. So
That's true.
that
If
is
nothing else, we could
five-
sell it for much
520.
more than we're getting.
5,600 gold pieces from us, and then I already took out the bag of tricks for Fen.
Belt of returning.
Josh,
Alright.
I can deduct 200 from myself if you want to just.
No,
do
just
200 from yourself.
keep your own money.
Ah,
We're not headed toward pretty days ahead, so spend it while you got it.
Not a bad.
Also, you wouldn't mind if I just take a magical look at these things just to make sure you're not swindling us in any way, would you?
I'm not sitting here for an hour while you try to figure out if these are magic or
Oh, it'll just take a couple seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do the whole, where she kind of like pointed the where you stood on the ground and you're like, I need 10 minutes to know if it's gonna be killing us or something.
Wow.
Um,
Cool.
Nana kind of like pats Roshan on the shoulder, like, it's all right, it's okay.
I mean, I'd prefer, honestly, you didn't use your magic eyes on us. Kind of honestly makes me uncomfortable, but you do have, and she extends her hand, you have my word. You have Civ's word that all
Does
these
that-
things are up to snuff.
I would
that-
like to insight Siv's word.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
Go
mean,
for it.
as one should with
A 23.
new face.
You stare into each other's eyes for a moment as it looks like you're both reading each other. You're not picking up on anything. Nothing nefarious seems to be coming to you in this moment.
Okay. And Roshan will hand over 5,600 gold pieces, which I will take out in a minute. And also from his personal stash, we'll take out 30 gold pieces, and say, if you happen across Ink's, what was Ink's cart called?
Ink's Traveling Museum, yes?
Yeah, if you happen across Ink's Traveling Museum, give that blue cloak to Prince Gorbjorn.
Yeah, sure. She takes the coin. Sounds good.
Well, I would not go toward Noaten to open a bar. Probably not the most profitable venture in this direction. Also, the people in that town suck.
That's true.
I
There,
mean, we were thinking about checking out between to see how things are going there. And that was kind of our thought. Nice central space, kind of near the water.
Do
Suss
you
it out
guys
and then
have a name in mind?
oh, I don't know. Like
Just so we
you
can
hear
find
from
it.
behind the cart. I've been trying to push him on 4 fuckers this whole time. And the thing is, we don't currently have a better name. So honestly, if you guys are ever in between, 4 fuckers might exist, so it happens there.
Have you heard anything about an individual with some sort of control over corruption? Got a following of a bunch of highly unlikable individuals.
I mean, I think everybody's heard of like that guy walking around doing shit. We don't pry anymore. We used to love prying. Now, you gotta calm down eventually.
Any interest in passing the torch?
Yeah, and she like motions to the magic items via coin for magic item.
Understood.
Anything else? Are you sure you don't want Buzzkill's horn or whatever?
Thought it was teetotalers.
I cannot think of a magic item I want less than that.
I feel like, at the very least, it would be very useful if you wanted to fool everyone around you into thinking you were smashed and you actually weren't. But that just sounds like such a bad time.
The emotional shield, pleading, and then it turns to like kind of like a puppy dog eye sort of thing. Shit.
Ink might like that. That's an interesting item. I don't see a use for us, but
I'll throw in 10 more gold for the party arrows.
Sounds good.
Why not? Why not?
We were honestly thinking of keeping them because it does kind of seem like sometimes you need the ruckus, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll figure out another way. And hands over the 2 arrows.
Cool.
2 arrows of celebration.
Fantastic. How fun.
Yeah, it's a fucking doozy.
How loud are there explosions? Is it
No,
lights?
it's a fucking party. This is not a stealth mission type of arrow.
I figured not.
It's you send it out, everything pops off in kind of like a celebratory type of way, and everyone must celebrate. So honestly, pain in the ass. We had like 3, we used 1, we never did it again. But hey, maybe it'll work for you guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. All right. That it? Nothing else? You guys kind of keep throwing a little more coin in. We got your cloak for your friend. You're the prince who's coming by. At all? We good?
I'm all right here.
I think we're good.
Roshan, you look like you have something else to say.
Yeah.
No, I think that's all we can afford for today. Best of luck opening 4 fuckers.
We certainly would like to stop in if you do manage to get a good foothold.
All right, yeah. Come on by. Drinks will be full price. We'll see you guys.
That's understandable.
Wouldn't expect
All right.
anything less.
Yeah, as you guys she kind of like gives you all like a nod and like kind of goes back to putting things in a much more organized situation. You hear the woman, "No, you shouldn't have given them the box," and she's like, "Shut up." And now you guys have
That's
a bunch
not
of magic
foreboding at
items.
all.
What kind of vibe do we get from the lady who's like, you shouldn't have given them the box?
If somebody is proficient in insight, they're welcome to go for it. Or half proficient.
I am proficient in insight.
27.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1 on the dice. Oh,
Can
well.
I percent
It'd be a 7 total.
insight?
You're holding that belt, Nana, and that's all you see. Is this
I'm so
sweet belt.
excited!
You keep picturing all the spears that just flew into the abyss over 8 months.
I'll never lose another one again!
She seems like she didn't want to give the box up. And is it, the thrill of the chase, or we shouldn't give the box to anyone? It's hard to tell. She has like just a somber energy. But it seems like she seemed to want to keep the box. It seemed like her prerogative was keep it. But you have this sweet box.
And we can show them the other sweet box that we haven't been able to open.
Just the 2 sweet boxes, like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
We
maybe
can't
one day
open
we'll be able to
it.
see what the fuck is in these.
Oh god.
Collector of cool, ominous boxes.
Yeah.
We're just the box collectors.
I just pulled
Yeah.
the dire wolf out of my bag and now I'm gonna ride it.
Ah!
There you go.
Are
A
you
dire
now?
wolf fucking appears
Having
in
a good
existence.
time.
Really?
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Give me a heads up verbally when you roll from the bag so I'm emotionally ready. And it's like, hey, y'all, there's a fucking dire wolf here now. And I'm like, oh, shit.
I just had to try it out and see if it was actually real.
Yeah, you throw out, you throw that out. One of the charges is used for today. Okay. I was just like, how friendly? Very friendly. Okay.
Yeah.
Friendly is the dire wolf. Very friendly. Okay,
That's
you have
good.
a dire wolf for an extended period of time.
Oh my god.
Neat.
Yeah. I love this.
Next, Dawn. Jesus Christ, you have a dire wolf for a very
All night.
Oh,
you ride this dire wolf.
long.
Just writing.
Yeah, I imagine
Yes.
Fen at
Fen
some
is
point
just-
has met somebody that had one of these bags and he is just hyped about owning one now because it just is the, not to project too much of myself, it is the coolest magic item. Like
I love a good random
Valid.
magic item situation.
Oh, I know you do.
I do. We didn't get the Wand of Wonder. I'm just double checking. Can't
No.
remember now. Okay.
We did not. Knowing our luck, we would just wind up rolling the same thing on the dice 3 times in a row like Saga did.
Oh no.
You
Or
know,
Gorbjorn did with
sometimes-
the bead.
Or Gorbjorn.
sometimes it is fireball on self all the time, always. You know.
God.
Yeah.
But
Or you
all
know,
continue
fog
forward.
cloud.
Something in tow now being a bunch of magic items and currently a dire wolf that's here to stay for till the sun she do come.
Fantastic.
But you guys are currently on the road and
Huh.
are welcome to set up shop once it starts getting later. You guys easy enough to set up somewhere. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Nana's
set
gonna
up.
practice with once camp is set up. Nana's gonna practice with her spears and the belt because she wants to get in practice so she knows how it works.
Yeah, you first you just like hold one of your spears
Uh-huh.
and you throw it and it doesn't come back and you're like, okay. So you go over and you like pull it out of a tree.
Uh-huh.
Roll Arcana for me, Nana.
Oh. Oh dear. Not one of her strengths.
Arcana and Perception. I'll take Perception
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Do you
I'll
want me
take
to
both
do
of
both?
those. Yes, I want them
Okay.
separate.
All right. Arcana is a total of 11.
Okay.
Perception is a total of 17.
Okay. You have it on your body and you're like, okay, I know I'm almost positive I've had it on long enough to attune because Jillian lets us do that in a round. So, I'm
And Nana's
attuned.
had it on since we bought it.
Nana's just been wearing it for hours.
She hasn't taken it off.
And you like look at it and you like look at your spears and then you like look down and you can see like the spots, like there's like little sheaths where you could like slip different types of weapons.
Uh-huh.
And you can see that there's runes inside of these like sleeves and holders. So you put a spear into one of these and you can see right near where the metal starts a kind of a flash of a rune, and then it kind of goes dim, and then you throw it again and it hits, and then it like just
God.
like hits back into spot without damaging you, as it just seems to just kind of apparate back into place.
This is so wonderful. I love this. I love this so much.
This is wild.
Nana is just like, she's making sure she's got all 3 of her spears marked for each of the sheets, and she is just going to town. She is having a great time.
Yeah, Nana, very excited about her magic item. Anything else while you're chilling here this fine evening?
Oh, you go ahead first.
I just want to get some food going for us with whatever Finn's found along the way.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, you start up a fire and you begin cooking. It's gonna take a minute.
Oh, Nix, you were going to go next.
I mean, I'm gonna be trying to spy on Ego again with my 6th level spell slot, since I have that available.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be later, I'm assuming.
Whenever
Somebody else has things.
Yeah. Let the other people
strikes.
So before Roshan makes the tent, the bubble, he's going to head off into the woods for a little privacy. But I don't think he gets. I think he's too worried of getting too far away, so he doesn't leave general eyesight. Like, he can see the flames in the darkness, but he is going to still cast silence so that he can have a private conversation with the shadow.
Do I
And
see Roshan leaving camp?
yeah, he wasn't trying to hide it.
Roshan, take the wolf. You'll be safer with the wolf.
Yeah, there's a huge fucking wolf that's like, where are we going, my guy? You know, like,
what up, dude?
Sure, yeah. I think the wolf makes him more nervous. Being alone with a dire wolf, you know.
Think of him like
Ash.
Gorbjorn.
just
He's
breathing
very
heavy and
big.
staring. It's harder to tell visually, but there is the feeling of not being alone.
So I think at first he searches for the shadow, but then looks down and away, and for multiple minutes he doesn't know what to say, and at points he clenches his fists in anger, and it's not clear who the anger is at. And I think when he looks back up, his eyes are red, and he just says, "Thank you for what you did with Gorbjorn. I wasn't going to leave like that, but I'm glad I did. It just feels like everyone's leaving and I don't have any control over it, and I don't know how to be what you want me to be when I can't trust myself to keep things together, and I guess just thank you.
There's a pause, and the pause is deafening because you are in silence. The embodiment of silence. You can feel like almost shifting next to you, and then the weight of something sitting down next to you. And like kind of, and you can see now sort of silhouetted by the fire further away, you can see the silhouette of the shadow next to you. You're welcome. And I want you to be happy. Nobody is leaving us. No one left to leave us. All they have done is what they need to do. We're going to do the same. And we are going to keep loving them. I had to say goodbye. And I will every time.
So I think when the shadow says something about loving the people that leave him, he's fully crying, and he sits down next to the shadow and just cries until the silence is up, and then wipes his tears and heads back if the shadow has nothing else to say.
The shadow sits with you for the entirety of this time. And there is just the thought that you are not alone at this time, that you are with someone, and they stay throughout. The shadow doesn't have anything else to say, but stays to comfort. And as you're standing up and adjusting yourself and wiping your tears, there is sort of that buzz in the chest that Roshan gets sometimes. And happens sometimes after people cry, where there is kind of a rush of endorphins. But there is a bit of a content feeling that buzzes in the chest as you compose yourself and then walk over, and the wolf's like, yeah, baby, I did my job, whatever it was, I did it. And the wolf sort of just like this, may I say, humongous wolf follows you back to camp. Is there anything happening at the camp currently during this time? And this is before, any orbs have been set up to protect. I'm assuming food is nearing completion, and it's starting to pass out stuff. You all come together. Nix, in the back of your mind what you're going to attempt today. And with that information, as Roshan and the giant direwolf come back and rejoin the group, that is where we are going to take our break. We're going to take a 10-minute break, go get a snack and a drink, and we'll be back for maybe a little bit of scrying. See you guys in 10.
Thank you, 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 105 of On the Backs of Gods. We just hit our 10-minute break after the party stumbled across a group of older adventurers who seemed to be selling their stuff so that they could open up a tavern. And the party, now flush with money and magic items, continued their way forward, stopped for the night. Roshan had a emotional moment alone with the shadow and thanked them for their intervening, it seemed, in the goodbye to Gorbjorn. And then, accompanied by a very big wolf, rejoins the party. And as food is passed around and conversation starts, I want everybody besides Nyx and Keld to give me an intelligence check.
Uh-oh. Nana will not be spearheading this one, guys. It's a total of 7.
Focus camera.
I can't see it at all.
I got a natural 20, so 21.
Hell yeah, bruh.
21 total.
And what'd you get, Roshan? Your mic did not. I think you're muted.
Bastard 20.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God for the both of you. Nana's just too, belt brain right now.
Belt brain.
Just
I'll
a
be
one-track
belt brain
mind.
to the end of this campaign, boys.
Oh,
Woo!
So you have all your stuff. You guys are talking about, the most interesting thing that really happened today, which was, getting a bunch of cool shit.
Mm.
And as you're saying the names, the name Civ, it sounds familiar. Like you've heard the name before. And the name Asger. You've heard that name before. So Roshan and Fen, there is a feeling that these people, for some reason, they are in your brain space prior to this.
Nana, big smooth brain, belt brain. Can't think about anything else.
Letting Josh tippy tappy for a second.
Yeah. Staring at.
Yes. I remember now.
Was it related to the corpse that we found in the tree with all the stuff on it?
It was, in fact.
Was that Rip?
Yeah, well,
Oh, no.
we got a letter, I think. I don't know if we tossed it out, but we got a letter once that said, "Enjoy your spoils. I hope you rot, Civ."
Oh, you're right!
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that entirely. What was that outside of? Was that... Wasn't the one.
His beloved.
I was beloved. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Huh.
We were looking for dead men's fingers to scoop some corruption out of your chest.
Yeah, makes sense why I didn't remember that one extremely well. That was preoccupying on me at the time.
Chest.
Yeah, we ran into some very nasty corruption. I fell face first into an unpleasant mess, and when I woke up, I had a cough that had me bleeding by the next day, so...
She got better.
How do you manage that?
Yeah.
We sought out a healer in the woods close to Beloved. She happened to worship the same deity as our friend Saga did at the time, and so she was willing to help us.
She was willing to help Nana.
Yeah,
She
pretty much.
had the rest of us doing chores, but
she was a very ardent follower of Lady Seder, and apparently Lady Seder does not care for men, so...
Well, she doesn't care for
Lucky
men.
you.
I think Lady Seder is a little more ambivalent than she was.
I don't know. Nana and I both met Lady Seder, and it didn't seem like Lady Seder liked either of us, but
Not
me in
much,
particular.
It was a very, very bizarre situation. Saga's a trip. Saga is an incredible person. I genuinely hope the two of you will be able to meet her at some point, because the moment you do, every story we tell you about her that makes you sort of like quirk your head a little bit and think like, are they bullshitting me? You meet Saga, you will instantly know, oh.
Yeah, the stories we
That's
tell
why.
about Saga will not measure up to Saga in her full realized
Resplendent.
actuality. Yeah, her
She is something
actualized.
else.
Yes, the
They really
glory.
do.
She.
Oh, goodness.
I hope she's well.
I hope so too.
How?
Nix, I wouldn't ask it of you now. Certainly not after all the looking that you've done most of today.
Mhm.
And for a friend of ours, for which we do very much thank you. I was rather hoping perhaps if I had something that Saga had given to me, perhaps
stale
sometime on our
pastry?
journey. Actually, this bracelet charm here. She points to the little pickle that Saga had carved for her charm bracelet. I've got this, and I'd like to check in on her and make sure that she's all right. She means a great deal to us, and we'd like to know that she's safe.
Yeah, like I said, there's no guarantee it'll work, but we
Right.
could always try that tomorrow before we head out,
Thank you.
if you'd like.
I'm just
if you're
imagining Jillian is frantically Googling what Saga is up to.
I'm on Google. Ask Jeeves, what is
What would
What does Saga do?
Saga
What?
up to?
What's
What's Saga, and
do?
God of Poetry up to?
You would know the answer to this. How old would Lucas be? Saga's son.
I don't know if it was mentioned to all of you.
Okay.
I mean,
You would assume pretty young. Based on at least the knowledge you have, you would assume pretty young.
Yeah, we just don't know how long Saga was wandering. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the other follower had a rejuvenation choral experience, so Saga's general age might not be a truth either.
Yeah, like Saga doesn't have a persistent memory very far back beyond when she came up to us. She could have been once around the block for Lady Satyr, or maybe on her 14th go, for all we know.
If it is one go, you would assume that her son is probably, you would assume younger than 6. From the info you had in a rushed moment after fighting a god that done what turned into a dragon.
There was some stuff said.
But food good. Meeting a person that you only met in a vicious note to a corpse you found. I'm sure the bubble begins its process of coming to life as it gets later in the day. At night now. Is there anything anybody would like to do before watch starts?
Roshan's going to start the tedious process of taking 10 minutes with each of our new items. And when those are done, with the Odin head with the ruby eye and the large vase depicting Elfheim.
Would you mind terribly if I added one more thing onto that?
I've got all night.
You're a very, very, very kind man. Nana would like to hand over the portable resilient sphere so that hopefully we can learn exactly what it do, how it do what it do, so that she can actually make use of it in a combat situation if it comes to that.
Yeah. Roshan will do all of that and have... I mean, it'll probably take a while. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
Over an hour.
7,
Over an
8,
hour.
9, like 10 items.
Oh my.
Oof.
Oof.
If you
Um,
find yourself tiring out, don't force it if you don't have time for that one tonight.
Oh, no worries, Roshan says with a tired look in his eyes.
That's all I do about you. You do realize that, don't you?
Have you ever tried not?
I don't know that I know how.
I'm fine, don't worry about me.
Yeah, well, all right. Just
I'm
be careful.
fine.
And take rests. For the love of... Just rest from time to time. Don't do all this in a big binge and wear yourself out and give yourself a headache, all right?
Binge magic.
I was about to say one binge later.
Ugh.
Um,
Just magic
Ro-
hangover.
Roshan, you begin this long, tedious process. Anything else from anybody else before we go into the shifts?
I have to spy on Ego.
Of course.
Potentially.
You go off to the scrying tree.
Yeah. The scrying tree of the evening.
The crying tree, the scrying tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Let
both.
us know if you're going further than, like, outside of earshot, could you please?
The wave her hand.
Thank you.
Take the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf's already up. Like, what are we fucking doing?
What are we
The wolf
doing? Where are we going?
The wolf follows
Wolf
you
can
and
come
like
with.
gets comfortable.
Yeah. She'll pat a spot next to her for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Immediately walks towards the same tree, being like, everyone goes here. So
Yeah.
already knows
This
where
is the
they're
spot.
I'm
This
going
is
to call
the
them.
tree.
This is the tree we cry under. I'm going to call it Rufio. Whatever creature comes out of the bag, so that we can have a name for it.
It's going to be
Alright.
very strange talking about
Rufio
many
it
different
is.
iterations of Rufio, but all right, I'm here for it.
It's all the
things simple.
same creature.
Oh, every time?
I believe so. I think that's how it works. Maybe Roshan can give us more information on that. But
have the same soul, Roshan.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they do. Uh-huh. Sweating. Yeah, guys, same soul. Good.
Same soul.
Great. The same soul's been murdered how many times under our care?
My god!
Gonna start getting agitated after it dies 10,000 times.
It will come to resent you.
Nyx, you make your way to the tree. The wolf sits down happily next to you, taking up a large portion of space, thinking it's a much smaller wolf than it is. But you bring out your bowl. Who would you like to scry on?
Our best friend Egil, of course.
Best friend.
Best friend.
And
Hey,
I
he
believe-
introduced himself to me. That means we're friends.
All right. Then he'll get a minus to this.
Yeah.
He did introduce himself some.
He did.
That's enough. Enough in my book. How interesting. Okay. Interesting. You lean forward and you're pulled into the river, and there's a part of you that sort of like braces for impact, and you keep going. You continue to push forward. He had to roll incredibly low to fail here, and did he? As you move through the rapids and are brought into a space nearly as dark as the one you are in currently. There is some lantern light. You can tell that you are outside. You can see that Egil is standing there, fully bundled up, like arms tucked in, like under his armpits, trying to just kind of keep as much heat in his body as he possibly can as he stands outside. And he's sort of like kind of like bouncing a little and like tapping his foot. hurry the fuck up. He sort of murmurs under his breath. And there is, it starts to kind of encroach on your time, is him standing there doing nothing, seeming to be waiting out in the cold.
This
As you're
guy.
watching.
How dare he not be doing something interesting at the moment I happen to look in on his life?
How dare.
You watch as he reaches into his pocket at one point and seems to like, you can see the glint of something, and he seems to be like fiddling with. You can give me a perception check, and this perception check will go through the rest of the vision.
Okay. $22.
Okay. You can see that he's trying, it looks like he's trying to keep this in his pocket, but like his hand reaches up a bit and you can see him like kind of glance over to look. It looks like there is a locket without the chain that he is fiddling with, and you can see that he's like opening it slightly and then snapping it shut. And you're like, you're squinting. You're
Trying to see what's in it.
thinking. You cannot get a good enough look to see what is inside, but you can see there is a locket with something in it. And then you hear the sound of horse hooves. And he stops and he like pushes this object fully back into his pocket and lets go of it. And you watch as he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a letter. And he approaches somebody that you now can see, like, as he gets close enough, the foot of, and from the height, you can assume they are on a horse. And he holds the letter up. Send my regards to the fine lady lord, if you will. And there is no response from the person on the horse. And Eagle steps back and you can hear the sounds of this horse kind of snuff and move and the crunch of snow as it takes off again, wherever its goal direction may be. You did beat a 20. Give me a survival check.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Hell yeah. Use your inspiration.
I got it for spying on him. Got to use it for spying on him.
That makes sense
That's
to
better
me.
by a little bit. That puts it at a dirty 20.
Nice. Ooh.
It sounded like you said 120 and
Yeah,
I'm like,
120 actually.
Naturally rolled 120.
I rolled a natural 120.
So I should get all the information.
I should know this guy's sign. He's
And also his blood
he's a
type.
Leo, right? He's a
And
Leo.
also his rising moon sign.
You see that he's making like a beeline to you, kind of towards nothing. And then you catch sort of the slight shimmer of a familiar dome. He is currently walking towards a tiny hut. And he kind of makes his way over. And there's almost a slight, just as he moves in, it's like the camera's like, and I lean to accommodate. And there is the blurry, incredibly blurry image of like star nighttime behind him. And your brain goes full, like, just like, okay, if like, do I recognize any of these stupid fucking stars as you look up for a quick moment? From what you were gathering, and this is just a kind of assumption based vaguely on stars that are like real blown out, you think that horse was going east? That's the best you can pick up on from that. And he steps into the tiny hut, and you are shunted back as the magic does not pass through. And you kind of pull forward, your eyelashes having touched the water, and there's just like little drops onto your cheeks.
Make sure to get that off. Don't want it to freeze there.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was crying. Okay, I was crying.
I was crying at the
I
crying
was
tree.
weeping. And
And
Roshan's like,
everyone's
I
gonna-
was spying on people. Yeah.
Everyone is gonna assume she's crying when she gets back, so which is fine.
To be
We all
fair,
do that.
Like there's always
Fine.
water on her, so you can't tell if it was
Yeah.
crying or
Oh,
not.
I
Anyone
never know
can
if I'm
say cry.
crying.
Yeah.
My
If
one
my
Good
body
luck.
is a
Here.
perpetual rainstorm. No one will know if I cry.
Yeah. I'll bring the wolf back to the
Huh.
tiny.
Nice.
We'll get ready for watch.
Yeah, the wolf cannot come into the hut, so it just gets comfortable next to a very anxious thick biscuit who is
Nana
not
will
having
take
it.
the first watch, and she will spend that watch speaking with animals with Thick Biscuit to help ease him into the situation.
I just don't trust it, I don't think I can, to be honest. Like, it's ingrained in me.
I
You know?
perfectly understandable. You know what? Fear is a very useful survival mechanism, Thick Biscuit. That is a very important thing. I'm not telling you're wrong for being afraid. There are so many direwolves out there that would not be as calm as...
That does not
Uh,
make me feel better, I'm gonna be honest.
No, I'm
but-
telling you, he is very notably very docile, very chill.
Just
he-
puffs of like hot air and just huge fucking teeth.
Does speak with animals enable me to just speak with all animals in the vicinity, or is it contained to one creature that I speak with?
I mean, you have the spell
Let
up.
me look at the spell.
It says with beasts,
I
plural.
just
it-
want to
oh.
know when Thick Biscuit became a Southern racist.
God.
Listen, it's not racist if it's a wolf that will literally kill you on sight.
It's true. It's true. This is a very basic thing.
With beasts.
It is
Yeah.
with beasts, plural. There is no specific target indicated. The range
Yeah,
area is on the
could
south.
also talk to the currently wolf.
Rufio?
Yeah, you're able to have a whole animal night. And yet, perception
have to,
disadvantage,
like-
please.
That's fair. Uh-huh. That's understandable. All right. Well, it's not the worst. Perception disadvantage is 16.
Okay. You keep an eye out, even though you are having 2 full-blown conversations with some animals.
I'm interpreting both ways as cordially as I can.
Listen, this is what the wolf thinks, that it is a wolf sometimes.
And it is sometimes not a wolf. Sometimes it's other things. Like,
I'm a weasel.
sometimes a weasel. Very small. No interest whatsoever in being aggressive.
But you spend this time speaking with the animals of the place. And
Just trying to establish at least enough peace that I can leave them be while I sleep later.
well, the wolf and all of its iterations are friendly to you and your allies. So hopefully, as long as y'all see Thick Biscuit as an ally, you're probably fine.
How could
Yeah,
we
no.
not?
How could
Until
we
you guys
not?
start having feelings about Thick Biscuit.
Well, is Thick Biscuit a racist? I mean, that's going to matter.
Only if it is a creature it literally thinks 99% of the time, except with magic, will rip its throat out and eat its children.
Which, on record, yes, has happened with wolves and horses.
It's kind of the known order of things. But
This blessed horse does not understand all the workings of economics and magic
horse
and
doesn't see
whatever.
color, and I don't know if it's actually capable. So
Might be colorblind.
Biscuit is at
Literally.
least colorblind in the left eye, at minimum. But your shift seems to go by without any problems. And who's taking our second watch?
I will.
So that watch is 2 hours long, the first one. So if you want your full rest, Fen, you need to wait 2 shifts.
Okay. Then I will do that.
Okay.
I was just like, last week, I'm like, wait, how long is things? But you got to wait 1 more. And then you can stay up for the rest. But who's taking second?
I can take one.
Okie dokie.
Nana will kind of nod respectfully to Nyx and try and kind of like give her
Mhm.
space, but at least thank her for taking on watch.
Just kind of just touches herself, laying over the eyes. You see her eyes start to glow as she casts dark vision. Walks out there.
Nice.
Oh,
All right.
I deserve that.
Nyx, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I'll do. That's an 11.
Okay. You're looking about how long does dark vision last?
A long time. It's like 8 hours.
Jesus.
Crazy. Okay. You're like, no, I'm good
Bonkers.
forever. Basically, as long as this wolf's gonna be here, I can see in the dark now.
Yeah.
You start to make your way around. During your watch, I believe, Roshan, we will have finished looking at all of our items.
Yeah.
Things are pretty straightforward through a lot of it. Bag of tricks, ring of spell storing, hat of disguise, arrows of celebration, belt of returning, and luck stone. And when you go over to the items that you took from the home, you realize a bit into it that that Odin statue is just like a very nice statue that done what got busted up. It is not magic.
Nice.
And this kind of vase that has like it goes up like a vase and then has like a very shallow lid on the inside of it. So if you look at it from the front, you can't see it, but if you like tilt it, you can see the little lid resting inside. This is an alchemy jug. It has the ability to produce a liquid, ranging from honey to mayonnaise to water. It is really just a monstrosity, helpful and horrible, however you use it.
I love it and hate it in equal measure.
Yeah, basically, acid, poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, and wine. These are the things it is capable of creating on a vaguely large scale, depending. So that is what you find there. Is there something I am missing?
There was the orb, the globe of invulnerability.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
It is what says it is. It is a portable orb of invulnerability. You throw it at somebody, they have to make a dexterity saving throw, or they get stuck in it for about a minute. It is currently disabled, and it has 2 charges left. So the guy who threw it used one of the charges. It has 2 left, is currently off. It needs to be reset with an Arcana check.
And then he would also like to see if he could identify the wooden puzzle box cube.
You identify it. It is a puzzle of storage. It is currently blocking you if there is something inside of it from seeing it. So it is a magic puzzle, and it seems that it can be opened by solving the puzzle.
Okay. And then I think he's going to just set each of these things down by other people or their stuff as they're sleeping, and give the plate armor to Keld, the ring set next to Nyx's things, the bag to Fen, the hat. Nana can have the hat, and the belt, and the arrows can go to Fen, and I think Roshan wants to keep the luck stone for himself. And he'll keep the alchemy jug in the bag because that's not something you just carry around on a bandolier.
What if you need 2 gallons of mayonnaise, Roshan?
Oh God!
And
What
reach
for?
inside the
What
bag.
eldritch horror?
So necessary.
Do you
You've
need
clearly never
2
been down a mayo
gallons?
slide.
If I can't slip and slide on a bunch of mayonnaise, why am I here? Why am I playing a fantasy game if I can't slip and slide on the mayonnaise?
It would be tactically useful if you were trying to prevent someone from climbing up to where you are.
I just want to use it for pleasure.
I hate it.
I just want to have a good time and slip and slide, boys. I'm not using it tactfully. Get out of here with that. That's what the
Can you
vinegar is
imagine the
for. You pour it
smell?
into their eyes while they're looking up at you. You blind
Oh,
them
God.
with
makes
exactly
sense.
another 2 gallons of vinegar. You
God.
could use the oil, but why would you? You could use the vinegar. It's much more fun.
Plus, you can save the oil for other things later.
Could use the acid
That's
or the
for
poison.
frying.
No.
It's for stir fry.
I was about to say, Keld, honestly, this is a good item for you.
Yeah.
Cooking oil for eternity.
Hell yeah.
Roshan's like,
Hell
oh yeah. Shoves it into
Oh.
the bag of holding. We'll get it out when we need it. Tell me if you
Might
need
fit in his
mayonnaise.
other pot.
Would it?
It's
How big
you
is
try to
it?
like fit. It's like there's too much shit in this box.
Oh no.
You put it in the bag of holding. There's really nowhere else to put it.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
that
of course,
all
Keld's
of the
welcome to
things?
ask for it.
That is all of the things. And then I think he's going to spend the night just playing with the puzzle box.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Don't have weird nightmares.
Yeah.
14.
Nope. You
Nope.
are unable to get this box to budge
All right.
throughout the whole night. As long as you work on it tonight, not working. Nyx, you come in, Roshan is playing with this puzzle. And he was up when you woke up for your shift.
You know, you could just figure that out while we're on the cart. You don't have to stay up all night playing with the puzzle.
Oh, that's okay.
Uh-huh. If Nana were awake for this, she would be.
Zing.
Well, sadly, not.
Uh-huh.
But it seems that shift passes uneventfully, and we are on to the 3rd. So who's our 3rd shift?
Take it.
All right.
Let's see.
Ben, if you can give me a perception check.
15.
Okay. Eyes and ears out, staying awares.
Petting a puppy dog as well, but
You go outside, you're just like, I need this. I need to hang out with this cool wolf. You go and hang out with the wolf. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Don't worry, guys. I'm not looking for anything nefarious. I just can't find what I'm looking for. Don't you worry about it, boys.
I think she doth protest too much.
Fen, you keep an eye out. You hang out with this sweet wolf. Your shift goes by. Your first shift goes by uneventfully. Does anybody join for the last shift, or is it just Fen throughout?
Well, I actually wanted to make some tea on whatever little fire that I've got going, and bring a cup of tea to Roshan, and actually want to sit down next to Roshan. And can I see that? The puzzle box. And
Sure.
Ben's gonna start fiddling with it, but he's gonna sit down next to Roshan. And I know you don't have to sleep. It's pretty plain. I don't know what changed, but for the person in the party that previously needed the least sleep, and every time I'm up, you're up, it's quite clear you don't need to sleep anymore. Can you sleep? Are you capable of sleep at this point?
I haven't tried. It's nice. Sure, I'm a little tired all the time, but it's nice to not need to fall asleep.
But you know that you're safe with us, and that if you wanted to sleep, you'd be more than welcome to. You don't have to be the one that stays up all night, every night.
I know. Just more comfortable being alert.
I understand that. And I'm not judging you one way or the other. I'm just letting you know that if you want to get some rest, you're welcome to. I can't possibly solve this. It's best in your hands. And
roll an investigation check real quick, though.
You want me to roll an investigation check?
If you're just, you're
Give
giving
it a
go.
shot if you're looking at it.
17.
There's a moment where you're like, no, there's a slight click, and then it pushes through, and you're like, yeah, okay, that's enough. If it's gonna be a tease like that, I don't want to play this game. And you hand it over again.
Roshan, I want to say how much I'm glad that you're with us. You've done wonderful things for us. You've stuck your neck out in defense of the party. You've helped us through things we couldn't have made it through otherwise. You've shown yourself to be immensely capable. I'm glad that you're here, and I want to thank you for still being here after several others, I suppose, their paths took them in a different way. But you're still here, and I know it means a lot to Nana that you're here as well.
I'm glad that you two are still here too. It's never easy having to say goodbye to a friend.
I'd like to say at this point I'm getting used to it, but I certainly don't believe that if I were to say it. When you're up all night, you're more than welcome to come and chat with me. You don't have to stay here in your books by yourself. I know you like your privacy, and I'd never interrupt that, but I'm here to talk if you want. You've been a good friend, and I'm glad to have you along. I'm looking forward to getting to know our new friends a little bit better, and they seem good and capable and grand. But you've been with us from the start, Roshan. You've been with us since we were children. Stop living in your own world. Share ours for a bit, every once in a while, in a good way. Not nothing personal meant by that. Just be here with us and know that we're here with you as well.
Of course.
Now, solve this stupid puzzle because it's got me beat.
I think it's going to take a few nights, at least, to just understand anything about it. There's something inside. I don't know how big. It might just be the size of this box. It might be the size of Thick Biscuit. I don't know, but
maybe we shouldn't work on it inside the bubble. Just in case it's the size of the Thick Biscuit.
I don't think it's the size of Thick Biscuit, probably.
Okay, I'm just going off of what you said. If someone's going to crack that box, it's going to be you, though. So let us know what you find. Do you want to pet a dog?
Is a direwolf large?
Yes.
I can pet the dog in the morning.
I think he'll be going in the morning.
I was just like, that's a shame.
I can pet the dog next time.
All right.
Or whatever form it takes, you know.
I'm going to resume my watch, but let me know if you need anything. And
Of course.
any suggestions for breakfast? It won't be as good as anything that Kelb makes, but it's at your request.
I know only a little about what's edible out here, and none of it's particularly exciting for breakfast.
Right.
But thank you.
Jillian, I can't hear you.
I just softly whispered 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was
all.
just thinking about that. You just
So
need a
we
little of this.
Just 2 gallons of mayonnaise. The rest of your shift, as you sort of part ways, seems to go off without hitch. Nana,
Hmm.
you lay there for a bit, and there's, worries and struggles and strifes, and there always have been. So it always has taken you a minute to get to sleep. And you fall asleep eventually. At least you hope you have. As you feel yourself, in this dream space, sitting on a cart. And everyone's with you, but you can never fully get them in view. But you know they're there. So if you turn your head, it's always like they're slightly further back or slightly further off. And you're moving with the cart. And the only person you can see fully is Danelle, who is currently driving the cart in front of you, driving Ink's cart. And as you're going, you hear a voice and you realize it's yours. All I want is to protect people, you hear yourself say. And the cart has stopped. All I want to do is protect people. And you look to the side towards the woods. And you can see eyes glowing in the distance. And you know that it's about maybe 10 cultists guarding a pit. All I want to do is protect people. And you feel the cart start moving again. All I want to do is protect people. and the sensation of something growing behind you gets worse and worse and worse. All I want to do is protect people. And you are in the middle of a scene of chaos again, as this monster left to grow rips the town apart. And with each roar and crash, you hear the sounds that you heard once of people calling for each other, people lost in the chaos. All I want to do is protect people. And there's a shadow above you as this moving mound of ichor raises its arm and slams it down fully onto you. And you wake up in the morning with everyone else. The sun, she shines. There's a bit of snow flurrying down. Some of it does fall onto you, as it wants to do every morning. But you are now officially on to day 3. You guys can push on whenever you're ready. Is there anything before hitting the road?
I made
Nana's
it.
pretty quiet. Very different from yesterday evening. It's a difference, and she's not hiding it, is the only reason I say it.
I made eggs and bacon, but the bacon is just like reheated bacon. It's not. It was dried, so it was like it's not like freshly fried or anything like that. But that's what I made for breakfast.
Oh, wakes up.
Good
Oh,
old
neat.
continental.
You like fried up some jerky?
It's not pork jerky. Yeah, I mean, I tried my best. I'm so sorry. You realize
Why are
before
you
we met you,
apologizing?
this is how we because before we met you, this is how we've been living, and I'm so glad you're alone killed.
It's good protein.
It is.
Does have some nutrients in it, I could believe, yes. You'll live another day.
Mm.
You know, the salt
This
from
won't
the
be the
jerky
end
did
of us.
manage to like somewhat saute flavor the egg just a little bit.
There is the lack of presence of a very large dire wolf, but besides that, all of you are here.
Oh, so sad.
You have officially had a long rest, and you can continue on your speedy trek northward. Is there anything you guys would like to do for the road? And who is my either 2 disadvantages or 1 straight perception check?
I would like to pull a creature out of the bag.
Go for it.
It's a weasel.
Hell yeah!
Weasel.
Weasel
There's now a
time!
weasel.
Oh my god, Rufio the weasel. Cute.
I can't not think of Sprinkle.
So who is making our perception checks with disadvantage or 1 straight roll?
I think we should absolutely just go with 1 straight roll, right? That's
I feel like
statistically
it's
the
best
best
if
way
we
to do it.
Yeah, somebody help somebody else. And I think, Fen, you said that your perception was going to be highest. What was yours?
Yeah. Fennel do that. Dirty 20.
All right. You keep an eye out. Anything for the road while you guys are moving forward?
I just
Oh, go ahead. No, by all means, go ahead.
I just want to show Nyx like the armor and how it doesn't get dirty. So she like trips all over it.
Amazing.
Putting random
just,
things
like,
on the armor.
Was pleasantly surprised to find it when he woke up.
Tries to put some of her
Some
moss
of the
on it to see what
mayonnaise.
happens.
Yeah.
From the takes some of the
Yes.
mayonnaise out of the alchemy jar, smears it on the armor.
Nyx, you take like a handful of like moss and just like kind of like, you know, when you skid into the grass, you like try to get stains on your knees and you just like aggressively rub this against the armor. And when you pull it back, there's nothing to be seen.
Amazing.
Incredible.
She has this ring. She doesn't really remember what it does. She's like, I got it. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, shit.
As we're
I
rolling
have
down,
it.
as we're rolling down the road in the cart, I'm gonna continually send Rufio off to like fallen trees and stuff, and
Nice.
have him bring back grubs
Savage.
and bugs to feed to Jenny, and I will reward him with scritches because he's not a real animal and he doesn't actually need to eat. So
Okay.
he will
I
get
will
scritches
say-
and Jenny will get food.
You notice on the first trek outwards on its own as the cart speeds along as fast as it can,
Oh no.
going out into the woods to find grubs, and then it comes out and you see like a speck in the distance behind you of like, I
No!
are behind you.
Do we
It
need to
starts
slow down
trying
the
to run
cart?
to catch
Oh,
the
no.
cart.
All right, it was worth a try.
Yeah,
I think
I was
he's
trying to
not
think of things that a
fast enough.
weasel could do.
Not at that
You-
speed, bud.
Speed weasel.
Yeah, you have to go get
Speedsel.
him and be like, it's okay, guy.
All right, that's fine.
Your best.
Cool. Jenny, here's a grub from Rufio. He's
One grub
a friend,
pushed.
and I'll give Rufio some scritches, and I'll continue to keep an eye out as we travel.
Yeah, that's basically the weasel's kind of purpose is, it is being there and being present, or maybe more stealth-centric things, perhaps. But sadly, it is not fast enough to go on a search mission and then catch the cart. He got just little leggies. But
Very small.
he did one whole mission, so we're proud of him.
We are. We stand
we
Rufio.
we continue forward. Anything else just for the first leg of the journey, or just a casual ride in awkward silence? What's the energy today?
I think Roshan's going to be fiddling with the puzzle box number 2 until he gets frustrated with it.
Yeah. Investigation check, please, Roshan.
19.
You feel confident, and then that confidence fades so damn fast.
Oh, sad.
Unable to get it to open.
Oh,
I think
like a hard rock.
he throws it against the cart and it bounces off, but he grabs it with a mage hand and then goes at it a little more and then gets frustrated again.
Oh,
Yeah. It seems to not, at this juncture, be opening.
Rude.
And Roshan, when you feel like you're close, you rolled pretty well, and you look it over and you think about how this seems right. Things are lining up, and you look at it, and there is the thought process of, this is entirely wrong. I'm not even close. And that, I'm sure, leads to the throwing of the cube and then bringing it back again and then going back into it.
that's
But
the worst.
realizing not even close as you keep doing your damnedest. Anybody else, anything of note, or just, enjoying the road and the chill in the air?
Can I tell? Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna see. Could I tell if Nana was kind of off?
You're welcome to roll an insight check. Nana does not seem to be hiding it, so as long as you
Nope.
roll not terribly, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, 24.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Very different between exuberant small child Nana last night who was playing around with her new toy, this very cool belt, to this morning. By God, she looks like somebody died.
Oof.
I mean, a lot of people did. And
Yeah.
now she's thinking about that very aggressively.
Oh, I want to kind of plop down next to you then. You look like you didn't get any sleep.
Well, I guess I got some sleep. I'm not so sure I got any rest out of it, but
That's
just
no good.
bad dreams is all. It happens.
Yeah, unfortunately. We're stuck with those sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like
imagine.
it's sticking around with you.
Well, there's kind of been a lot happen in, now I think about it, quite a short amount of time, and I suppose it's any wonder I have any nights of sleep without something cropping up somewhere or another. It's just statistically improbable at this point that I have a sound night of sleep.
Hmm.
If I beat those odds, I'm a happy woman.
Yeah, sometimes we have to find creative ways to leave dreams behind.
You wouldn't happen to have any suggestions, by chance?
Eh. I mean, there's all kinds of distractions. Nix and I have a game we like to play.
Which perks up.
Do you mind if I ask what kind of game?
Oh, like gesture Nix over.
Digging the bag out real quick.
Yeah.
I'll run over. Here.
There we go.
Nana's watching, very fascinated.
I wrote down what it was called, but I don't remember where I wrote it down.
You each pull out a dice with 20 sides, a dice with 12 sides, a dice with 10 sides, 8, 6, 4. And you set up to play Odin's Ruin.
Oh my god.
Let me turn to the Odin's Ruin page.
Oh my god, this is so great!
So, for the people who are here, we'll just play a couple quick rounds of Odin's Ruin.
Quick round.
Nana, if you guys want to, you could share your dice with Nana so she could participate in the first
Of course.
gaming.
Aw.
Are you all putting any money on this, or is this just, a friendly learning round?
It's learning.
Keep it friendly.
Yeah. You can't
Right.
make her lose money right away.
We have to get her comfortable so that she'll be willing to lose money on purpose.
Yeah, gotta warm them up.
So the goal of this game, first off, there are 3 rounds. Whoever wins the most of those is victorious. The goal is to get the lowest number on the dice.
Oh.
And each round you get to pick one of your dice to roll. You cannot repeat it. So if you use your D4, you cannot choose that again in these 3 rounds. But the smaller the dice, the less points it is. The best way to remember the point system is that it is double the sides. So, or half the sides, my bad. It's just like, wait, those numbers don't line up. So a D4 is 2 points, D6, 3, 8 is 4, 10 is 5, 12 is 6, and a D20 is 10. So each of you pick your first dice and present it to me. Whoever gets the lowest number wins and gets the points that correlate with the dice. So basically, lower dice, easier to win, but less points.
Okay.
And then 3 rounds. So yeah, whoever has the most points, my bad. That was the part where I was incorrect. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. So somebody could get spicy with a D20.
I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
I will use the D10.
Nice.
Okay. So Nix is doing a D20. Keld, what are you doing?
D12.
Ooh, these
All right,
spicy
all of you
rollers.
roll. You're trying to get the lowest number. What do we got?
Hope my vampire skills come out now.
Aw. I did
This
not
is
do so
vampire.
good.
We're trying to get the lowest number.
The first
Yes.
time Nana's rolled high
I
in 2 years
know.
of campaign.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have?
I have a 7 on my D10.
8.
Got a 6, guys.
Ah,
Doesn't
damn!
So Nix gets 10 points on round 1.
Damn.
Why she's overconfident.
Ah.
Feeling it deeply.
Yeah. She's like,
Nana
"Yeah, we
is
should have bet on this."
fascinated. Like, her eyes are bright. She's like, oh, I'm learning this new game. This is interesting.
This is the best
Um,
game.
All right, you guys can go on to the next round. You cannot use the same dice again, but you can use a dice somebody else has used. That's fine.
Aha.
Sweet.
Okay.
So what dice is next, boys?
Nana will be obscene and take the D20 this time.
Okay.
With a D8.
Okay.
I was gonna do D20 as well.
Do it.
All right. Go for it. There's just the sound of clacking dice in the back of the cart.
Oh,
Yeah.
god damn it.
5.
The one time I don't want to roll high. 18.
15.
All right. Nix again.
Oh
what
my
did you roll? Nix?
god.
What was your dice
Got a-
type?
D8, so I got 4 points.
4 points. Okay. There's no way to capture, but last round, boys. What dice are we picking?
D8.
D12.
Go with my. I'll also do the 12. Give them a chance.
All right. Yeah. I
How nice of you.
So very kind.
Still got a 4.
Oh, I got a 1!
Hey.
Ah, nice.
So
I
Nana
don't
gets
win, but
you. That was a D8.
that was on a
Nana?
D12. Mine was a D12.
Ah,
Yeah, 6.
so
6 points.
Nana got 6 points, Keld got 0 points, and Nix wins the game with 14 points.
Wow.
Coming up victorious. But Nana, now you are aware of the game Odin's Ruin.
I love that game. I am so sad I didn't find out about it sooner, but thank you both very much for teaching me. That's wonderful. Sorry for beating you, Keld. But neither of us held a candle to your sister.
Beginner's luck.
He's
Fine.
used to it.
Are you the more proficient in the game, Nix?
Of course.
You all continue to play because why not? Easy enough. Fen on alert, Roshan slowly digging his nails into a puzzle. And then something catches your eye, Fen. It's just like normal terrain, normal terrain, normal terrain, the dirt. And you look over to your right, sort of into a vaguely wooded area, like you couldn't fit your cart safely through this space. You can see starting at the road, it's as if the snow in that space, like in about at least a 5 to like about a 5 foot wide sort of strip, the snow is gone and there's almost a sheen to the spot as this kind of line makes its way into the wood.
Does this resemble the cart turnoff that led to the pit before that we decided not to act upon?
No, this does not look like cart tracks and it looks strange. You
Okay.
can roll survival.
Okay, I will do that.
See if it rings a bell for you.
12. It's almost as bad as it could have been.
It doesn't ring a bell for you, but you can, if you would like to stop and tell people or be like, that's none of my business and keep pushing. But you see just like this sheen to the ground, like making a zag through into the woods.
Yeah, Fenn's real big on things no longer not being any of his business after
Mhm.
after the Noantan affair. And do you mind if we stop here and investigate? There's something there. It's out of the ordinary. Nana, do you want to come check this out with me? I can't hear you, Nana. My elf ears.
Oh, yes, of course. They're taking the day off, so your eyes can be refreshed.
Tilted
Anyway.
back. Oh, sorry. Let me push my
Yeah.
ears back for you.
Readjust.
There we go.
Just something in my throat. I'd be happy to go along with you, Fen. Sure.
Nix, do you want to come with?
And
Sure.
honestly, if you've seen anything like it, be glad to know.
I'll go. Why?
The three of you hop off. It's where Sean and Keld like, okay.
Rufio will stay with you if you
There's just a
need our
weasel.
attention.
Oh, yeah.
Weasel.
It's a
You guys are
weasel
on Weasel Watch while everyone else goes check out this line.
The weasel can
Um,
come find us if there's a problem.
That's what I was
Yes,
thinking.
Weasel, not us.
Yeah. Weasel, he'll
Don't
help.
ask us for help.
The three of you approach. You are welcome to,
I would like
Fen,
to
you've already
stealth.
done this, but you can roll either history or survival. I'd accept history. I'd even accept Arcana.
I
All
will
of you
say
squint your eyes.
survival is going to be my best
Yeah, I'm also doing
skill out of
survival.
all of those.
That is a dirty 20 for me.
Rolled low now that I'm not trying to roll low. It's fine. It's fine. I still have a survival of +6. So that is, I believe, a 15.
You all stared at it for a moment. It is not ringing bells, except for you, Nyx.
Mhm.
Judging by the look on their faces, you're like, maybe this is an Eastern thing, unsure. But you reach down and you touch kind of this kind of shimmery kind of line that has been made in the ground. And you touch it and you all watch as like, it's like a string of slime follows Nyx's hand upwards. Nyx, you believe this is the trail of a very, very large snail. And a big, dare I say, valuable snail. These things are known for being quite useful in the like amongst hunters. Like there have been people who've come through your woods and their specific goal was find big snail. Like that was the dream.
Oh my
So you know,
God.
these are kind of a spicy bit of prey.
Just pretty excited. You recognize it, right?
I can't say I do.
I'm afraid I
it
don't.
looks
What?
disgusting. What is
It's-
that?
Look, it's for the snail.
What?
Snail, like snails that
They're
No,
small.
I've
They're
seen-
like this big.
I've seen
no,
Akatina
this
that
kind
are
specifically
this big.
are
That's the big snail.
huge.
Yeah. You watch Nyx like put her
What?
hand up like over her head. Like snails are huge like this.
Duh.
Slugger got swallowed by
mean-
a gelatinous tube.
Nana
Yeah.
wants to like look at the gunk, and it's like I'm sure she's seen much smaller snail trails, but I feel like she would have experience with. Does this look like a snail trail, but it's very, very big?
It has the same gross energy as a snail trail. But it does have like a little bit of like a more intense shimmer to it. There is, and it just the way it sort of kind of carved its path in the ground. It's more than a snail, more than just your average snail.
She's gonna pull out a
big.
jar and puts a jar full of snail goo. Because if we
Oh, yeah,
can't
you
find the
put-
snail, at least the goo, you know.
Yeah,
That's
but you can see
valuable over
clear as
there.
day this trail that just kind of goes off into the woods.
People hunt for these? This?
They come out here just for these. It's
Really?
really valuable.
What are they valuable for?
No, hunters just like finding them. Like,
Uh,
I don't hunt them
Does your
personally.
well,
but it's exciting. I haven't
I mean,
seen
I've-
one before.
I've eaten snails before. You fry them up in some butter. They're pretty
It
tasty.
would take a
but
long time to fry one of these, but
I
we could go
imagine.
look for it if you want to see it.
Well, I think we could probably catch it. It doesn't seem like it could be too fast. Snails are notoriously slow.
I mean, it's bigger, so it moves more per. Doesn't have to take as long to move.
I mean,
All right.
it does make a certain amount of sense, but we may as well at least have a look. I'm definitely curious. And
I'm gonna start running.
We're making good enough time. Wait a moment.
She's taken off into the woods.
All right.
I want to
Yeah,
see
I'll
the
go.
snail.
Go
I'm gonna
along
keep
as
pace
well.
with her. Can you run back to the cart, let them know we're going off looking for a giant snail, and then come back?
Oh, the cart is like not that far away. They
Okay.
could all witness what happened.
Oh, all right then. We're going after Nyx, okay? We'll be back. There's a big snail, I think.
Do you need help?
I don't know yet. She just said hunters value them. They're good prey and they're very large. Apparently, we'll call you, I guess. Nana goes after Nyx.
Okay, who all is going into the woods?
I am going.
And Nana. Keldon, Roshan, are you staying or?
I think after like 30 seconds, Roshan just turns to Keld and says, I think we should follow them.
Agreed.
Hell yeah.
You
Responsible brother energy.
after they've disappeared into the woods, the both of you get up and begin your trek after. Nyx, you are at the head of this group. You were able to get a bit of distance first and just get going, sprinting outwards.
Oh boy.
You're like, I'm gonna find me a goddamn snail. This is it. It's finally happening.
Want to get some of that goo.
Yes, I'm looking for goo, boys.
Snail goo.
Are you doing any sort of stealth, or you're like, it's a snail, what's it gonna do? Outrun me?
She's just running. There's no stealth.
What's it gonna
to
do? Hide from me
Yeah.
behind a tree?
And you find it pretty quickly by the fact that it literally leaves a trail behind it. It's hard to not find it, actually. And you see it there in all of its beauty. A like 6 to 7-ish foot tall snail, huge shell on its back, has a beautiful like blue and purple kind of color to it. It almost looks like the inside of like, it's like a slightly more purple inside of like an oyster is or kind of the energy, or a mussel, more like a mussel, just that like dark kind of deep coloration to it. And you're like, there you are, you son of a bitch. And you can see where it's like eye tendrils are. There are these constantly moving. There's about 6 of them, kind of eye stalks, but at the ends of them, it looks like these balls with like spikes on the end. Like little flails on top of his head that are just constantly on a swivel as it just meanders its way casually forward through the woods. What would you like to do as first on the scene, Nyx?
She's just kind of watching it. It's amazing. She's never seen one before. Yeah, she's pretty just standing in awe of it.
How
She gets-
soon after do Fen and Nana catch up?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Nyx, as you get here, you're like looking over and like, wow. And you're here for just like a couple seconds of getting to look at it. And there's a rumble. And you're like, your brain's like, the snail? And you're like, can't be the snail. So you kind of push it away from that thought. And as the snail like stops in this clearing and there's like beads of sun breaking through the canopy, and the snail turns and like looks at you, the sun reflecting off of its shell, almost angelic in its appearance. You watch as a gigantic purple worm bursts out of the ground and sends that bitch flying into the fucking sky, to come immediately crashing down onto the floor.
Oh,
And
no!
you stand face to face with a purple worm. And that's where we're gonna stop for today, boys.
Ooh.
Hey, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. Here at the Dice Cult, we got stuff going on or whatever. Ignore the purple worm fight. That's for later. On Tuesdays, we have Legends of Thea run by Frank, Dungeons and Dragons 5e game, hunt unicorn, fight monsters, kill God, the casual, the good stuff.
The huge.
So, bring a snack, bring a drink, maybe get like a little toasty, I don't know, live your life, and come watch a game on Tuesdays. If you'd like to kind of catch up on what has happened across the Dice Cult platform, you can go over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult and watch our backlog of shows from On the Backs of Gods to one-shots and including Cordially Invited, which is currently taking a break after they have finished their first arc. Cordially Invited is Dungeons and Dragons 5e, about the planning of a royal wedding and how it has gone terribly wrong in the best way you could possibly imagine, and ends, I think, beautifully and violently, as we all love to see happen at a wedding. So if you'd like
we
to
all
catch
need
up,
a taste of violence with our wedding.
yeah. Somebody's got to throw hands at a wedding, or is it really a wedding? And currently, if you are interested in something a little different and want to watch a completed Vampire the Masquerade story, you can head over to our YouTube and watch a bunch of stupid vampires solve all problems with fist and explosions and fire. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Talk, no. Plan, no.
Fire, yes.
Violence, only fire. And like
Only violence,
maybe
only
some hand holding, I don't know.
Any interviews?
I mean, but if you're interested, you can check that out. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. And also, the whole group as a whole is at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to possibly go get a picture, get an image in your head of Nyx and Kelb, you can check out both of those Instagrams. Lovely art by Ray of Frost. Thank you so much for the pretty art.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, hey, let's do that thing where we all hold up Katie's dice again, because we're just going to do
And I
that's
mess
gonna
up
be
my
part of my
website name.
ending thing. Is where we all just hold up our dice.
We
One
love
day.
our Dragon Ink dice, don't we, cultists?
Katie, where can we find you and your dice?
DragonInkDice.BigCartel.com. Eventually, I'll have my own to show up. Everyone else.
I'll use my own dice.
Eventually.
Thank you all for being here once again. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story, and next story could go so many ways. And it all involves Purple Worm.
Purple Worm!
We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you guys then. Good night, everybody.
Farewell, cultists. Thanks for joining us.
Night.